This next one is from the Metro, something to satisfy those who feel that bad tweets aren't coming with sufficient consequences these days. To deal a 6-week prison sentence.
OK, so as you recall, so let's just read the line. It's Metro. Teenager sentenced to 6 weeks in prison for racially abusing Marcus Rashford after England's defeat in the European Championships final. Well, we all remember that match, and we all hurt when that didn't happen. And I don't know about you, Dana, but I was on social media knowing exactly what was going to happen, what the outcome was going to be, and then seeing Rashford's name, hashtag, seeing and then reading it and not being surprised. But what surprises me is it's just this one teenager. So he was 18 years old at the time. He racially abused Marcus Rashford.
When you say he just, I mean, I don't know if it's acceptable lingo at the moment, but when you say he racially abused Marcus Rashford, that evokes for me a face-to-face confrontation. He sent a tweet abusing him, which Rashford may never, in fact, have even seen. That's what we don't know.
No, honestly, he would have been expecting it that night.
Yeah.
You don't know.
And so he wouldn't have looked for it.
We know what it's like. So this kid's name, and he's a kid, right?
Yeah.
Justin Price, 19, from Worcester. He pleaded guilty to, after firstly denying it. And the tweet, I won't read it out because I think there's no need to really do that. Do you want to read it out?
I'll tell you this. I do have one qualm about people not using the full word, especially now when we're catching everybody on the camera. It's like, all you hear is beep, and then the next one is boom, 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 boom.
Keep your out of my...
But, I mean, he had the weakest excuse. He's like, I only work 2 days and I live with a single mother. You're 18. You're an adult man.
So you are, broadly, I'm getting the vibe, you're happy with a 6-week prison sentence for a bad tweet?
I think a 6-week... Well, OK, this is where I was struggling. I was a bit annoyed that you said about the single mother thing. I'm a single mother, and my son certainly... And just what message are we giving out? Unless you are gainfully employed, you might catch racism.
Yeah,
exactly.
I feel like he's either been given bad advice by his lawyers. I doubt very much he kind of came up with his own sort of plea bargaining.
It's rubbish. But then he does say his mother. Once he spoke to his mother, that's when he changed. And so obviously, Mum said, which I would have said, like, go and own up to what you did.
However, there's the other side. He's got a 6-week sentence, so I don't think that's...
Well, they made an example of him, didn't they? Because that pylon was wild.
Because all the other ones came from Russian tweet bots.
They suspected that, didn't they?
They made well done, but he is only 18 at the time. So this is where I'm going to slightly, maybe not, expected, but I might defend him because I just think he made a mistake. I don't know.
Is this Rashford or the tweet?
Sorry?
Is this Rashford you're talking about?
No.
Okay.
This is the kid who made
not as bad a mistake as Rashford, but serious. No, I'm kidding.
Rashford, when he was doing well, everybody supports him, and you can't just turn on someone just because they miss a goal, which we all could have done.
The thing is, though, you can actually in football. That's exactly what happens in football. They get paid millions, and when they miss a penalty in a crucial match, you turn on them. That's always what's happened. It's not a colour issue.
Yeah,
really.
the three of the guys
in this instance, the colour was used.
Oh, he
was weaponized.
Yeah, but
right?
he would have said short, tall, fat, whatever.
No, but it does make a difference because men have come. Do you remember years ago? Who's the other?
I'm not saying it's equally acceptable. I'm just saying I don't think he hated him because he was black. I think he hated him because he missed the penalty. I think if he'd scored the penalty,
we don't know. I mean, we can't. I mean, for me, this kid, in my opinion, showed very little contrition. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry.
But are you okay? You are okay with a prison sentence for a single bad tweet? Then you are basically okay with that.
Not for a single bad tweet. I think we have to consider that this is hate speech, and we have to look at what hate speech can and does incite.
It's
and 6 weeks, he's not going to
there was that mural went up about Marcus Rashford as well under the bridge, and there was all this, it's hateful, it's rhetoric, it's racial hatred. And then when it was finally seen what it was nothing to do with that. It was some strange traveller slang. It was a slur, but in a bucket, and I won't say it, but it was like it had no racial connotation at all. No racial connotation towards Rashford. It was what you might say was an ethnic lingo from a particular ethnic subgroup who had posted it. It was a City versus United thing.
Okay, well, yeah, it was.
There is an awful lot of attempts to escalate, I think, in the media and in the culture generally, and make everything about that.
Yeah, but Simon, in this instance, it really was about race. And
it was about him missing the penalty.
No, you don't call someone. You can't call someone.
It really demeans.
You can't call someone the N-word and then tell me it's not about race.
Yeah.
I think, and what I'm saying, it was obviously that tweet was, but the spur was about. Do you think if he had scored it, he still would have attracted hate tweets?
I think you know what it is. Maybe from the other side, perhaps. And yes, I do think. I mean, I've heard it often. I remember this one guy was sitting in a bar. him watching Tiger at the golf tour. And when he actually scored, he yelled out in the bar, that N-word. And he didn't realize that I was sitting there.
Right.
And he was full of apologies. I mean, if he didn't, if it really wasn't about that, what's he apologizing for?